Hello everybody, Suffolk Andy here. On a funny old afternoon in Suffolk, it can't make up its mind what it wants to do. It's wet one minute, sun's out the next. Very windy, as you can tell by the trees and whatever. But I've got about half an hour to muck about before I have to go and do other things in life than wasting my time on a bike. Anyway, I thought today I'm not going to talk actually about a lot of stuff really. I'm just going to talk whatever comes into my head. And I know there's one or two chaps out there who like a little bit of scenery and stuff. And I'm here on the Essex and Suffolk border, and we've got one really famous place out here, and that is Flatford Mill. Now Flatford Mill is where John Constable painted the Hay Wain. Very famous picture, a couple of 100 years ago or whatever it was. And I'm going to see if I can get down there. It's people come from all over the world just to get down to Flatford Mill. You know, the Chinese and everybody else all comes over here just to get down there to have a look at the place. It's very small, very tiny, and there's a big car park at the top where they charge you an arm and a leg, and then you have to walk down. But there's a little road. I'm going to push my luck. I'm going to try and get the old Virago down there and just run over and give you a quick show what it's like. Mind you, I might get booted out, I don't know, but that'd be worth a try. Mind you, I've got to find the place first. I'm not brilliant, as you know, on the other blogs where I'm going. I think it's this way. East Burgolt, Flatford. Oh, I'm on my way. I just thought I'd talk about sort of general things today, and I thought, why don't I talk about the first thing that ever happened to me with biking? And I was 14, and I was in the old Boys Brigade, you know. Used to go on a Friday night to the Boys Brigade and do what they used to do. Anyway, there's some of the older chaps there had motorbikes, and one had a Honda, I think it was a Honda Dream 250, and I lived about a quarter of a mile down the road from this place where we used to meet. And let's have a look. Flatford. Alright. So yeah, I lived about a quarter of a mile away, and he used to always park his old bike outside the old church there where we used to meet. And one day I said to him, I said, can I ever go on your bike? He said, we can't ride it, but you can go on the back. It's a jogger, look. Wants to live forever. 2 or 3 extra years in old folks' home. These roads will be terrible down here, just all full of wet leaves and stuff. Yeah, so he said, yeah, I'll give you a lift home, boy. He said, just jump on the back. In them days we didn't need crash helmets or anything like that. By the way, they get coaches down here. Yeah, so I got on the back, and the little journey was about a quarter of a mile. Even if that was that. When I got off the other end, I was hooked. Completely and utterly hooked on motorbikes. Never been on one. 14-year-old, quarter of a mile journey on an old 250 Honda Super Dream, I think they called them. And I was hooked. Hook, line and sinker. Right, I think I'm coming down here now. Am I coming down? Yeah, look, you can see it's a huge, great field centre and parking only. Right, I'm going to try my luck, chaps. Only disabled parking only. Oh, I just went on through a bloody great horse's turd. I might be able to find a little place just to park the bike down here. As you can see, the roads are horrendous. That is all muck and trees and horse shit, and oh my god. Isn't far down here, I don't think. Oh, I'm here. I'm here. Right, what I'm going to do is park just here. My word. Nobody about. It's usually teeming in the summer. You can't actually get down here. There's so many tourists. I'll break down here a bit more. It's a National Trust area, as you can see. I think there's a place over the road there called Lottie's Cottage or something. See people come down here to take pictures and stuff and whatever. There you go. This is Flatford Mill. I think in the summer you can see some boats down there. I think people hire them out and you can go up and down the river rowing. You can see this is Constable country. You can see it's very, very windy today. There'll be people wandering around here all through the year. So they have coach loads come down here to see this place. Down there is the actual mill, 200 metres, and Willie Lott's house. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll try a quick one. There you go. Very quaint place. Lottie's cottage over there. And I think some people reckon that this piece of water here in front of me actually is where the actual John Constable painted the Hayway in. Right there. Right, let's get back to the bike. Proper things in life. Bloke's got a wolf. So that was Flatford Mill. There you go. So, what way shall I go back? Oh, let's go this way. There's a big old car park there. I think you have to pay, I'm not sure. I've never been on it. This is quite a scenic little route through here. There's only one road in and one road out. Bloody leaf right in my face. And there's some nice views up here of Suffolk Constable country. You can see the roads are full of everything. Just mushy, leafy, slippery sort of fucking shit. Oh, my fuel gauge has just come on. Getting lower fuel on the old bike. Well, I'm only a few miles from home, so I ain't got to worry too much. Got a reserve on it, I think. Yeah, going back to what I was talking about, that's how I got hooked on biking, just that one little trip. That quarter of a mile, and I knew that I wanted a bike. And I do believe, with a lot of people, you know, that first ride is all important. I know some people who get on a bike for the first time, and like I did, and they're hooked. I get other people who get on a bike and they hate it. A little bit more Constable country. I'll try and get some of it in. These cameras are not really brilliant for scenery, but there you go. Yeah, I've known some people who got on a bike and hated every minute of it. This is a famous church here. It hasn't got a belfry. It's got all the bells are in the other side of the church here. And I must admit, I took a photograph once inside bells, so they're outside round the back there, and it was the strangest picture I've ever taken. It was like this flying object in the picture. Very, very weird. Never been able to work that one out till today. You know, even today I don't know what it was. I'm not saying it's a ghosty or anything like that, but it was weird. Yeah, going back to these bikes, you know, you're either hooked or you're not. You either love them or you hate them. You know, I know people who hate motorbikes with a passion. My sister Anne. You've only got to mention a motorbike and her face goes into this distortion of hatred, you know. And she hates them, everything about them. She hates them on the road, she hates them everywhere. You've only got to mention it and she hates them. I know other people are exactly the same. You've only got to mention bikes and they hate them. Some people, I think, a little bit biased. I think, like with my sister, I think her hatred is safety issues with bikes, I think, more than anything, because, you know, she and my family have been on the receiving end of a very big tragedy on a motorbike, and I can see where she's coming from on that, but you can't always blame the bike. If somebody's got a passion for biking and it doesn't turn out right for them, God help them, it's not the bike's fault at all. Right, Hadley, Colchester. I'll go this way. I know this way. If I go that way, I'll probably get bloody lost, like I usually do. Yeah, so some people hate them, some people love them, you know, and you can never ever, you know, it's like if you, I don't know, if you sort of said to somebody, you're either a believer in ghosts or you're a believer in, you know, you're not, and you've got your skeptics and you've got the ones who do believe in ghosts, you can never ever change each other's opinions. And I think it's the same with bikes. You cannot change somebody's opinion once they've got that opinion deeply rooted inside them, you know. And there's not many bikers who can't say they've never actually fell out of love with a bike or biking, because I have. A couple of 3 times in my life. Stuck the thing in the garage and thought, bollocks to it, I don't want to ride one of them anymore. And it's happened to me twice. But after a while, you think, I'm missing that a little bit. And you're back on it, and you're hooked again. That's biking. What it's all about. Bloody trees and everything else around here. Yeah, like I said, I'm on the Suffolk and Essex border. I'm now going to make myself on my way back. I've got to meet some folks at 2 o'clock anyway. Let's get in that way. I'm trying just to get this little blog in if I can. Yeah, I think, you know, biking is a strange subject, you know. People are for, people are against, you know, and if you've got a love for bikes and somebody's got a hatred for bikes, I don't think they're ever going to get where you're coming from, and you're never ever going to get where they're coming from, you know, because some people won't even give them a friggin' try, will they? You know, Some people won't even get on them. You know, if somebody said to me, no, I can't get on that bike, I've never been on a bike, I'm frightened, I'm too frightened to, I'd understand. If somebody said, no, I don't want to get on that bike, I've never been on a bike, I'm not going to get on that bike because I hate them, you know, that's closed mind, you know, don't have a closed mind on anything. Have an open mind on life, you know. Look at everything. Have an open mind, try everything, you know. You're only here once. You know, try everything. That's like when I go out, you know, if I want to, you know, food. You know, I'm not a fussy eater. There's certain things I can't abide. But, you know, if I go out somewhere or a different country and they serve me up some food, I don't know what it is, I'll give it a go. I'll either like it or I won't. I won't go, that looks nasty, I don't want that. Ugh. It's not going to happen. I'm going to give it a friggin' mouthful. And then I go, oh, I like that, or, oh God, I can't eat that, you know. You've got to be open-minded in life. So many people are closed-minded now. So bloody closed, it's unbelievable. You should have an open mind on every subject. Because I tell you what, nothing in this world is being actually disproved or proved, you know. Especially with science and stuff like that. You know, if I'd had a closed mind when I was 14 and I hadn't asked that guy for that ride on that bike, I'd never be sitting on this bike now, would I? Giving it a ride down here through the Suffolk countryside, trying to get back to Whitchurch before 2 o'clock. You know? No, it wouldn't have happened. I'll tell you another story as well. And this is, you know, I'm only just rabbiting on here as we're going along, you know, making it up as we do. I'll tell you another little story. I've said in previous blogs or vids, I've travelled quite a lot on the continent. All over the continent, actually. Virtually every country, right down to Greece and that. Yugoslavia, when that was the old Yugoslavia. And had to go around Albania because you couldn't get in there at the time, so... Anyway, I'll tell you a biking story. And this one day I was coming back through Germany, and there was me and my current girlfriend at the time on the bike, and the weather was horrendous. We'd been out on all day, it was getting late, it was about 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon, it was getting dark. The rain had hit us all day. Even though we had all the kit on at that time, I was freezing, sitting at the front there. Everything about me, I just about had enough. And because we used to camp, and I took the piss out of camping the other week, didn't I? But in them days we used to camp. And I just said to her, look, sweetheart, I said, we can't camp tonight, we're soaking wet, everything's going to be wet. We'll stop at a hotel. The first one I see on the autobahn, I'm stopping. Anyway, we pulled into one of these services, and there was this sort of hotel place, and I pulled up, and there was about 10 or 15 German bikers all sitting outside the front. So we all nodded and yeah, you know, all bad weather and yeah. Anyway, me and this my girlfriend went up to the counter and ordered a room, and the lady said, "Oh." Once you realise we're British and broken German or British, she said, I have only one room left. It's very small, but would you like it? So I said, yeah, we'll take it. Anyway, the door's open and this guy walked in with his missus, and he said something to the lady, and she said, must have said, I'm now getting rid of this room. It's the last one, I'm very sorry. And he started shouting and going mad. And he said something about Englishes or Inglés. And she said yes. And about 2 minutes later, before I said anything, the woman said, after this big argument with this bloke, she turned around and said, I'm very sorry, the room is gone. I went, no, you just give it to me. She said, no, I'm very sorry, it's gone, it wasn't there in the first place. And this guy had this big smile on his face with his missus and her frickin' leopard skin friggin' polka dot bloody coat she had on. Looked like a glamour puss. Anyway, I give it my best. Couldn't get anywhere, so we sort of tramped out into the rain while the German bikers were still outside. And they said, "What's the matter? You look, you know." And I told them, and some of them could speak English, as you know they do over there. They went mental, absolutely mental, and they rushed into the place. And the guy had already gone through, and they went up to the thing, and they wanted to know what room he was in, because they were going to throw him out of the room and let me and my girlfriend in the room. If it weren't for me sort of calming them down, they would have done it. There's no doubt about it. He'd have got thrown out of his room. I reckon I'd thrown him out the friggin' window. They were just going nuts. Anyway, it turned out all right, because there was one guy there called Gunnar. And he said, "You can come and stay around mine." And I was a little bit apprehensive, as you are, you know, in a strange country. Stayed there 2 days at the time of my life. Fantastic bloke. Yeah, couldn't do enough for me. Brilliant. So there you go. That's one of my little stories of going abroad. I've got bloody loads of them. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble on too much now, because this video will be far too long about a load of pup. So anyway, clouds are still out. A little bit of blue sky over there. Virago's showing it's nearly out of petrol. Gotta get home. All drive safe, boys and girls. Suffolk Andy.